talking about is we need you in the lowest floor of a sturdy, well-built home. If you live in a mobile home, if you live in an RV, you need to get out now. If you live in Salado, you still got a few minutes. If you live along I-35, you've still got a few minutes. Once you find that good sturdy place, we want you as far inside your house as possible. Inside, away from windows. Hallway, bathroom, closet. Get in your bathtub, get your family in there, grab your phone, download our free KWTX weather app, watch. I'll let you know when those storms are past you, when it's safe to move through. There's the QR code right there. Scan the code, get your family together, get into one spot, stay safe, and try to wait out this likely significant tornado that is on the ground that is moving across the southwestern portions of Bell County right now. So we've got some nasty weather that's working its way just south of the Youngsport area. Again, it's right in this area here, and when we look at the regular radar data, again, this is as just picture perfect of what you would expect for an ongoing tornado. And the National Weather Service, they said currently one ongoing tornado in southern Bell County approaching Salado. The rest of the areas are all severe thunderstorm warnings that they're watching right now. So that's what we're watching with that. I'm just making sure we're not missing anything that's coming in, and we're keeping a close eye on our feeds right now. I want to take you to, I'm trying to see. So Camille is, last I heard, so she's in Troy heading south right now. So she's kind of in between the warnings and trying to get, so she's on I-35 kind of looking down towards this storm off in the distance. So she's trying to get down I-35, get to a spot where she can see and keep herself safe as well. Again, we've got our vortex chasers. They're kind of stuck right now, looks like in the clean area, trying to catch up to this storm. Again, this is the hard part of having multiple storms. Elliot Wilson's going to reposition and get to Cameron. He's going to try to get out ahead of this storm. So our guys and gals are trying their best to get into spots where we can see. Also, again, Adam is on the phone with other trained storm spotters that are working their way through. McLennan County, we have a severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued. That runs until 6:45, so we've got an hour. The good news is for McLennan County, this is not a tornado warning, but this is a severe thunderstorm warning. So the tornadic threat does not look as high with this activity, but check that out. We're getting up to around ping pong ball, possibly size hail with some of these storms. So $50 or larger hail up and down the I-35 corridor, a possibility. 60-mile-per-hour winds indicated with this storm as well. We've also got the severe thunderstorm warning for that storm that's just about to, or actually just about probably right now, crossing I-35. So here's the east-west I-35 split, the Carl's Corner area. Here's Italy up in Navarro County. Hillsboro, Abbott, you're about to get slammed with some very strong straight-line winds. And I apologize for folks that we're not spending a ton of time on this. I want you to keep safe. I want you to keep your property safe. But we've got potential life-threatening style storms working their way across southern Bell County right now. If you've got family and friends that live in Salado, please call them now. And guys, we can put up that QR code again. If you live in Salado, we do not want you just sitting in front of your TV or going outside to try to look at the storm. We need you inside. We need you in your safe place. Want you to download our free KWTX weather app. That's the best resource we've got. We're streaming everything that's on TV on our app. We're on Facebook as well. We're trying to get all this information out as fast and as accurate as we can, but a very significant rotation and a confirmed tornado that is on the ground as of last report. Down to just to the southeast of the Youngsport area is where this storm is right now. And again, I want to show you the velocity, just insanely tight, strong velocity. This is the velocity you would expect with a tornado. I want to look at the, okay, so this is from the Seton Medical Center, right? So we may need to, we also, well, all the rest of our cameras are probably socked in with stormy activity. The Bell County one, but I'll move that in a second. Fortunately, we're not getting any debris signs that I can see a little bit of a decrease. We'll have to watch this a little closer. There's a little sign there along the, and this is usually a delayed product, so it will pick up the debris a little after the rotation moves through, but something that we'll keep an eye on. But the rotation in this storm is screaming at us that a tornado is likely on the ground with this storm right now. So again, this is between Youngsport and Salado. if you live in Salado, I'm going to say this 100 times, you got to take your tornado precautions now. A very dangerous, significant tornado probably on the ground right now, rolling across the southern parts of Bell County, and this storm is moving to the east-northeast and is going to cross through the Salado area. Again, this is as tight of rotation, and I'm going to be straight honest with you. In the 17 years that I've been doing the weather, this may be one of the more significant circulations that we've seen with this. This would compare to 3 years ago when we had the Franklin tornado, that style of rotation, and that was an EF3 tornado. I'm not saying that's what this is now, but I'm telling you this is very significant rotation inside of this storm. We're likely dealing with very strong tornadic activity. And to agree with what I'm saying, one of the National Weather Service meteorologists just said that the tornado debris signature radar estimation stuff shows that likely a significant, if not violent, tornado is on the ground right now. So everything we're looking at is showing that this is a potentially deadly situation that's working its way through the southern and southwestern portions of Bell County. So I've got family or friends that live in the Salado area. We've got coworkers that live in the Salado area. Everybody you know, if you haven't called them yet, please call anybody you know in Salado and make sure that they're paying attention to the weather and taking their precautions. So if you live in the Salado area, anywhere near I-35 and west towards this area here, folks in Youngsport, good news is this circulation missed you to the south, but this storm is got a beeline near and around the Salado area. So again, you need to get inside to a well-built, sturdy structure away from windows. Find the most interior part of your home on the lowest floor. And what we want you to do with a significant tornado like this is find a sofa cushion, find a mattress. If your kids are playing sports or ride a bike, get them a bike helmet, get a baseball helmet, something to cover up your head, and try to put as much between you and that tornado outside as well. Again, everything is pointing that likely a significant tornado is ongoing right now across the southwestern portions of Bell County. We should be getting a new update from the radar here in just a minute or two and kind of give us an idea of where this rotation is. And as it's starting to work its way towards the city of Salado, it's going to skirt near Prairie Dale to around the Salado area. And this is I-35 right here. And again, a significant, likely very dangerous tornado ongoing right now. We've got all three of our storm chasers out right now trying to get in the best location they can. Camille's, right now what we're doing is trying to get out in advance of the storm. So Camille, the view that you're seeing right now, she's working towards Rogers. So she's going to get out here in advance to try to get a view. Elliot's working even farther towards Cameron to try to get a view. And then our vortex chasers are coming in a little more of a direct angle right now. So we're going to have all the angles of this storm, depending on how long it holds on, to try to get multiple angles to let you know what's going on with this thunderstorm. So I'll check back in real quick with the vortex chasers. Again, they're right now in an area where they're trying to get positioned near and around this storm. Again, he's also in communications with other storm chasers as well. This is the view from our weather explorer, Elliot Wilson, who earlier saw a wall cloud from a separate storm, trying to reposition himself to get a good view of this storm. And then this is the view from Camille Hawksworth as well. So right now we're looking at the next 10 to 15 minutes of that we're expecting this potential tornado to move near and just south of the Salado area. So the time is now. We have to be taking the correct safety precautions with this storm. It is likely also becoming rain wrapped as well. You see that little hook that we saw there, not quite as well, I won't say well defined, but kind of filled in. I'm gonna take the lightning off of this. You can still see the hook here, but you can see a lot more showing up on the radar. That means we're likely seeing rain wrapping into it as well. Let's take a look at the velocity product. It is still extreme rotation that's going on. So right now this storm is, again, that FM 2843, if you can start seeing now, we're getting close enough that this is starting to show some of the city streets in Salado. But this storm, as of last, I'm going to pull out the measurement tool here and show you. If you go from the center of the rotation to Salado, it's 6 miles. So that's all that we're talking from this rotation being in and around the city of Salado, only 6 miles out. So you've got to be taking your precautions now. Get to a safe place, get hunkered down, get away from windows, get to the lowest floor of your home, find ways to protect yourself and your family as what could be a very dangerous storm is working its way very close to the I-35 corridor as we speak with the storm. And again, significant extreme rotation going on with this thunderstorm right now. So again, that's the main focus we have with this storm. Again, we have several severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. McLennan County, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. We're talking about the potential of some $50 or larger hail. So I don't want to completely discount it, but this is kind of more of our typical thunderstorms that we deal with. Still want to stay away from windows. You want to have your car covered up. This storm activity is going to work its way up and down all of the I-35 corridor, currently sitting along 317 and Highway 84. Bell County, as you go from Belton to Temple, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. But it's areas particularly in and around Salado that we're significantly worried about what could be very dangerous tornado that's working its way right around that kind of, if you know, the Hidden Springs Drive area, that's working right in that area. And again, you're kind of losing the structure with this. That doesn't mean that the storm's weakening. It just means that more moisture is getting pulled into it, and it's going to become harder and harder to see what's going on inside the storm. This is why the velocity product is significant for us, because we can see the rotation without having to see through the rain of what's going on. Let's also see if we can pick up any, the debris signatures there a little bit, but nothing that's, you see that kind of dark blue here that's showing up. That potential debris, we're not seeing, and again, this is going still over pretty rural areas, so, I mean, it's good news, but it's not showing anything overly significant when it comes to debris, but this storm is continuing to show very, very significant rotation that, again, is rolling right across that Hidden Springs Drive area. Again, is going to continue to work in and towards the Salado area is where this storm is working right now. So I want to kind of put both on. So we're getting close enough now that we can start seeing some of the little city streets here. So Cheyenne Pass, the road right here, the Thomas Arnold Road, you can see that right here. So pretty much anywhere in and around the city of Salado and points down to the south, you've got to be in your tornado shelter, taking correct precautions as we speak to keep your family safe with this storm that's working its way through. I'm going to go I've got him in the corner there. If we've got Adam on, I don't know if he's in a spot where he can see anything. Okay, Adam, can you let me know what you're seeing and where you're at right now, or what you're hearing from other storm chasers as well?
So we're just about 2 miles short, and right now we're looking for the trees. We can see the backside of the storm. Obviously, that's where the rain kind of wraps around, so we're trying to get on a better road to get a visual of it.
Okay. And have you heard anything else from any other chasers of what's going on?
I have not got any updates since the last.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you, Adam. Again, pass along any reports you get, and we'll check back in with you here in a second. Again, Adam was talking about having to try to get into a better spot. So he's kind of coming around the backside. And again, he's dealing with a lot of rain that he's trying to deal with as well. And we're going to try to get our different chasers situated in good spots where they can see. So again, Camille Hawksworth is in eastern Bell County. She's going to try to get a view of this storm as it crosses I-35. And then Elliott Wilson will continue to see this storm as well. This is such a huge thunderstorm. Again, we started out with a tornado warning in Coryell County. Our chasers were there, but then they're having to get around a storm that's covering over a 20-mile area that's producing significant hail to try to get an area to get a view of this. So that's kind of what we're doing right now, repositioning it around this very, very dangerous thunderstorm. So kind of recap again, a tornado warning for an observed tornado with considerable, very dangerous threat, also very large hail inside of this storm as well. So there's parts of Salado where you're going to get slammed with very large hail. You're probably getting hit with it right now, and then it's going to quiet down, and you're going to think, hey, the storm's gone. No, it's not. That is when we start shifting from the hail threat to the tornado threat. I'm going to kind of roll this back and forth a little bit, and you'll see that hail moving across northern Salado, but then you see that hook right there. that's sitting just off to the southwest of Salado, just a few miles outside of Salado. So that threat is now working its way into the city of Salado. So it is just to the west. So we're starting to get into some of these little suburbs, or kind of a smaller neighborhoods that are on, Salado's a growing town, and we've got communities all around the town that we are going to have to deal with. So it is now starting to affect neighborhoods in and around the city of Salado. This is where the rotation is right here. So again, it is moving just near and north of the Hidden Springs Drive. This is Mustang Creek Road, Cheyenne Pass. I'm going to name off some of these roads. So hopefully if you live or know anyone that lives around there, and again, that FM 2843 kind of snakes up and eventually comes just south of Salado. But if you live anywhere in and around the city of Salado, you've got to be in your safe place right now. You've got to find a good, sturdy structure. You don't have any more time to plan. Indoors in a safe spot is where you have to be right now, because a very dangerous, potentially deadly storm is working its way through, towards the city of Salado. So it's something that we're watching very closely with this storm. Put it in kind of loop it here and kind of show you. You can see that rotation still very significant. It may be cycling a little bit right now. Looks like it kind of went through. You can kind of see that curve that it did there. It may be where it kind of sometimes these storms are what we call cyclical, meaning they may weaken for just a tad and then they re-strengthen back up as the rotation goes around. But still a very significant rotation. It has taken a little bit of a jog more north, but it's still right now bullseye right on areas near and around the Salado area. So that's an area we've got to keep an eye on, with that potential of a significant tornado that could be working its way towards the Salado area as we speak. So back to the regular radar data, and you can see that hook that's working its way in. It looked for kind of one scan that it was kind of filling in a little bit right there. And this is where I'm talking about that probably saw what was tornado may weaken for a little bit, and then we're seeing the rotation and that hook trying to kind of re-strengthen. It's what we call occluding, where you get it weakened and that rotation redevelops and kind of spawns off a secondary tornado, and sometimes can move it a little bit as well. So that's likely what's happening now. We may have had a little bit of a weakening with that storm and a redeveloping possible tornado that's ongoing right now, and jogged a little bit to the north as well. So you can see that in that wind velocity, so where it took that little jump. And that's what happened earlier in the Coryell County storm. Now, fortunately, when that happened, the tornado weakened. No guarantee that that's going to happen right now. But again, a significant, likely still tornado ongoing just pretty much due east of Salado. And it's moving east-northeast. We're going to have to give this another scan to really know the exact direction, because again, it took a jog to the north pretty quickly here over the last scan. So folks in Salado, you still need to be in your safe place. You need to be, again, waiting for a potential tornado to work your way in. We'll continue to fine tune. Hopefully this will jog and miss the Salado area. Hopefully it'll weaken, but right now we're still expecting a pretty significant threat from this storm as it continues to work across areas between Salado and the Youngsport area right now is where this storm is currently, and moving to the east-northeast and going to work near and around the Salado area. All right, so let's get back a little wider and give you a recap once again of what's going on. So 6:02, folks that are tuning in for your normal news, we are going to stay with these storms at least for till the tornado threat goes down. We've still got significant storms rolling all up and down I-35. The Waco storm, so y'all have her on the phone, you said? Okay, so I'll check in her in just a second. So we've got strong storms working up and down the I-35 corridor right now from Waco pretty much up and down McLennan County. These are not tornadic. These storms are more of your straight line, heavy wind, hail potential. Bell County, it's thunderstorm activity across much of the county. It's really that Salado storm that we're watching for that significant tornado threat. And want to check in with Camille Hawksworth, who's got a view of what are you seeing, Camille, where you're at and kind of where you're positioning yourself for this storm.
Yeah, hey Brady. So I'm actually going down towards Rogers and then eventually towards Buckholz. I'm trying to get out ahead of this thing so we can be on the side of the storm that's not completely blocked by rain. Because right now what I can see, you can see clear in front of me, but if you look over towards the side, which I can't show you now, but when I get repositioned, just heavy rain. And so I know that's part of that hail core that you mentioned. So I'm just headed down towards Rogers and then eventually Buckholt so we can get on the dry side and get you guys a clearer view. So that's why you don't see any storms right now, is we're out ahead of it, but just to the west, that's where that storm is.
Okay, well, thank you, Camille, and yeah, we'll continue to check in with Camille. And one thing we did want to point out, too, this storm is starting to work across parts of Stillhouse Hollow in that area, so it is very close right now, moving across that hail threat really across the Stillhouse Hollow area, starting to move into the Salado area. I don't want to give you a look at the latest hail because I know there's a significant hail core with this storm, and the radar estimating $50 or larger size hail. So we've got that threat on top of the tornado threat that's ongoing with this storm. And again, that rotation right now is pretty much working its way across the I-35 corridor near and around Salado right now. I'll give you the velocity view with this storm. And again, the good news for Salado is this tornadic potential may have jogged a little north. It did that with the last storm. It held on for a while and then jogged up and kind of weakened and tried to respin. So something we're watching right now. Right now, the tornadic threat is sitting just to the northeast of Salado. So that's good news. Folks in Salado, you're still under a tornado warning for another 10 minutes. Stay in your safe place. You've got a significant storm rolling through, and it's been a little chaotic with the rotation. The rotation does not look as strong as it did earlier. And you can see that jog to the north there. Thank goodness, because this was on a track of a very dangerous heading towards Salado. It did take that jog to the north and has weakened some here in the last few minutes. So that's definitely good news. So maybe you'll breathe a little bit easier in Salado. That's good news, but I still want you to stay in your safe place. Wait till we know exactly if this storm starts to re-strengthen back up. It may take another jog back to the east. So something to still keep an eye on for sure with this thunderstorm. I want to take you back to the radar data. And again, it's raining significantly, likely some decent hail between the Bell County Expo Center and Salado right now. So up and down I-35, again, Stillhouse Hollow right out here. Heavy rain out to the west of that. Now, we need the rain, but again, we're worried about that tornado threat that's going to be in and around the Salado area with this storm. Still got the severe thunderstorm warning in effect for McLennan County. That storm right now right up and down the I-35 corridor. Again, $50 hail is a possibility with this storm, along with 60-mile-per-hour winds as well. I want to give you a quick view at the hail. It's not as crazy as what we had down in the Bell County area, but we do have a pretty decent hail core that's just crossed the Highway 317 area. This is likely quarter to $50 size hail that's crossed 317 and is going to work towards I-35. So Lorena, Bruceville, Eddy, Hewitt, areas like that, and eventually Highway 77 from Galinda up north towards the Robinson area could have some decent wind and hail that's working towards your area as well. But again, I want to get you back down to the tornado warning that continues. That runs for the Salado area for another 9 minutes. Really, Salado's the area worried about, and areas from Salado, between Salado and the Bell County Expo Center is kind of the area where that rotation's likely to cross I-35. Again, the one development that we watched was, guys, can y'all pull up Max 2 for me? And can we show the video? Sean has a video in there of I think a funnel cloud or tornado from earlier when it was around the Florence area. Okay, so yeah, so this is video of down around the Florence area. This is a video from Rebecca that sent us to us, and you can see that tornado back when it was around the Florence area. So thank you, Rebecca, for sending in that picture or that video. And again, this was what started the storm that continued to strengthen as it moved across parts of Bell County, and again, working its way close to in and around the Salado area as well. Guys, can y'all check on the Vortex feed? We're having some, oh, we lost them. Okay. They probably repositioning, so we'll just check on their feed. So, okay, we can go back to Max 1 now. I think that dog got a nice log that he brought in too. So, so that was video again sent to us from Rebecca in the Florence area from earlier of that storm that, again, has worked its way across areas from Florence across the county line, near and south of Youngsport, and then again near and around the Salado area right now. We've had a little bit of a jog in the rotation and weakening. That's the good news. And the other storm did this as well, where the storm kind of wraps itself up, kind of weakened that storm and shifted that circulation up to the north. Right now, that circulation is sitting pretty close to in and around the Stillhouse Hollow Park or areas, but it's nowhere near as strong as it was earlier. So this is, again, a storm that earlier had a confirmed tornado. The tornado threat has been decreasing with this storm, so that's definitely good news, but we still have a tornado warning that runs for a few more minutes, for another 7 or 8 minutes across parts of Bell County with this storm that has the potential of producing a tornado in and around the areas from south of I-14 to particularly west of the I-35 area. And again, great news with this is the storm, at least the rotation-wise, is starting to weaken some. So that is definitely good news for us right now in the Salado area. But you still want to wait this storm out. We'll have another update coming from the Weather Service here in just a second. So yeah, it's kind of wrapping up pretty quickly, so that's definitely good news. So this is the view. Camille, again, she's waiting for that storm to see what it does as it continues to move. She's trying to get herself positioned to give us a view kind of back towards that storm. So this is a view from eastern Bell County, kind of positioning herself and getting ready to view that storm. Elliott Wilson, he's also trying to reposition himself to get ready for this storm as it continues to work its way towards the east as well. All right, so kind of a recap, a wide view, about to get to 6:10 on the clock here on this Tuesday evening. I didn't even know what day of the week it was. So let me check in and see what. Oh, I can't get that. All right, so we've got a couple different storms that we're keeping an eye on. I want to see if we can, let me get you our view from our sky cam here, one of our sky cams here in the Waco area, because I'm sure it is coming down pretty fiercely out there. So this is the view from the Waco, downtown Waco area. You can see that kind of greenish tint out there. Now, part of that is due to the sun setting. Okay, well, let's check in with Adam real quick.
Brady, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, Adam.
I don't know if y'all can pull my stream up, but we have very sad news. A significant tornado must have came right across 2843 and Cedar Valley Road. There is significant damage. We're trying to find people right now.
Okay. I don't see any of the damage on your deal. Are y'all just pulled over on the side of the road looking forward? Okay. Maybe we don't have. Oh, okay. Okay, so let's go to
significant damage all through here, multiple homes. Trying to see if we can help people.
Okay, well, Adam, thank you for that report. We'll try to get some of our crew down there as well once it gets safe to get there as well. So, as Adam reported and as the radar kind of showed, a significant tornado likely touched down right along that 2843 FM 2843 there in southwestern Bell County. That was the worry that we had, and apparently bad enough where Adam is right now that he's having to get out and try to help people as well. So we will check in with Adam more, try to get more info from him if he can get stuff on the stream. But the number one thing, his goal is right now to keep people safe. So we'll try to get more info from him as this storm goes through, and we'll try to reposition our news staff and our Elliott and Camille to try to get there to get as much view from this storm as well. Guys, if y'all can talk to Elliott and tell him to go ahead. I don't know exactly where he is. See if he can kind of reposition himself just to get over there to see the damage. Let Camille just follow the storm. It's not the tornado threat's going. Do what? Okay, so we've got crews en route. So we'll have multiple crews there. We'll try to get some info to you as quickly as possible, and hopefully we'll get Adam's stream back up as well. But Adam Suker, our Vortex Chaser, confirming that significant tornado damage has occurred in the southwestern parts of Bell County. Unfortunately, this was kind of what we were worried about with this storm, as this storm earlier had very significant. So right here, I'm going to take you a little closer. Again, this is 30 minutes ago. This is 2843 right here. This is the road that we're worried about. And again, this is right where this came across. Very dangerous, significant, strong rotation. All indications were that this was likely a very, very violent tornado that worked its way right across 2843. and continued to run right up that FM road there as it went from Williamson County up into Bell County. Fortunately for the folks in Salado, this storm has significantly decreased in the amount of rotation that's inside of it. So that's definitely good news. That rotation took a quick jog to the north and has died off quickly. So, so I was checking to make sure of any word from the National Weather Service. So the word from the National Weather Service is they're going to replace the tornado warning with a severe thunderstorm warning. The tornado threat has decreased rapidly, but they're still watching for any new circulations developing. Again, right now, no circulations of any concern with these storms, but a still significant thunderstorm threat is ongoing. And again, we likely or have confirmed a tornado did touch down across the southwestern parts of Bell County right along 2843. Our vortex chasers down there passing along info of a tornado that did touch down. We've got crews en route. Again, guys, make sure y'all pass along, keep our crews safe. This is still not an easy area to get to. Adam and then we're coming behind the storm along 195 and then went up 2843. So they've run into this damage behind the tornadic activity that went through. So Camille and Elliott are still sitting out to the east, waiting for this storm to work its way towards them to continue to keep an eye on these storms. All right, so here's the view Camille has. She's sitting in the Rogers area, kind of watching off towards the east. Again, the storm right now, not tornadic, but we'll have to keep an eye for any redevelopment of the rotation in the storm. And again, this storm has had a history of producing a violent tornado, history of producing likely anywhere from $50 to larger size hail inside of this storm, as well as it continues to work its way across Bell County as we speak. So we've got, oh no. Whew. I just found out some of our friends' house got destroyed with this, so they live down in that area. So okay, so I'm getting multiple reports of very significant, like, house-destroying style damage. We'll try to get any confirmation we can. So again, unfortunately, verifying the extreme threat that we were worried about with this storm. Again, I want to pass along a little good news for folks that live in Bell County that were taking their tornado shelters with this storm. The tornado threat has diminished. If you live in and around the Salado area, I hope you were listening to our advice to get in your tornado safe area. You can relax a little bit now. You still got a very significant thunderstorm moving through, but the tornado threat has dropped off. But again, to pass along the breaking news that has come in along highway or FM 2843 from just west of Salado down into southwestern Bell County, between there and Highway 195, we had a significant, likely from the reports we're getting, very early reports of very devastating tornado that occurred down in that area. Again, Adam Suker passed along info of a tornado that went through there, and then I'm getting reports of homes being. The text I got was their home is gone. I'm just gonna. I want to make sure that family is safe. Just trying to go through all the stuff that we're seeing now. Okay, sorry, I'm getting reports of the damage going through that area. So let's give you a wide view kind of recap of what's going on across Central Texas. We've got a pair of severe thunderstorm warnings. We've got heavy rain, hail working its way pretty much up and down the I-35 corridor across Central Texas. Significant rain, again, hail probably up to around $50 size in and through the city of Waco as we speak. We'll give you a view of our Skycam right now. So this is the view right now from our downtown camera, and you can see the gusty winds there atop the Alico building. Heavy rain, likely hail. It's going to be hard to see much of anything with that right now. Again, that's one of the storms that we're watching. The other area we're watching, which again, the good news is has decreased in intensity, but a severe thunderstorm warning also continues for the Bell County area and northern Williamson County as well. But As of right now, no rotation of any concern inside any of these storms that we're seeing. So that is good news. The tornado threat is low as of now. We've had a few tornado warnings, and we've also likely had a very significant tornado touchdown in the southwestern portions of Bell County, with significant home damage being reported from our vortex chasers and from reliable sources of folks that I have that know that live down in this area as well. And that's what I was trying to yeah, and also getting reports in the Salado area, some pictures passed along to me of near baseball-sized hail that fell from this storm as well. So very, very significant storm continues. And that hail threat is really becoming the bigger story right now. You can see that hail core right there that worked its way across the Salado area right now. Radar indicating still that $0.50, but again, I've got visual proof that we'll try to pass along to you soon of baseball-sized hail that occurred with this storm that worked its way across the Bell County or across the Salado area as it's worked its way through there. Again, here's a look at the velocity. We're not seeing any velocity signatures that are anything to worry about. That's why the tornado warning has been dropped for the Bell County area. But again, if you're just tuning in, again, to recap, we had a significant tornado roll right across FM 2843 earlier. Likely a very violent tornado. We're getting reports from our vortex chasers of significant damage that they had to jump out of their car to help people. I've had family friends that I have spoke with that the early report was their house is gone. That's what they told me in a short text. So scary, scary situation that we're going to continue to get more information about. But you can see that what we call that hook echo there with this storm. Here's 2843 right here that worked its way right across the south and southwestern portions of Bell County here over the last half hour or so. Fortunately, this storm did weaken significantly as it worked its way towards the Salado area. That tornadic threat diminished, and now we're dealing more with just a hailstorm and a windstorm that's working its way through Bell County. So we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for all of Bell County, except for the southeastern county portion of the county. That runs until 7:30 this evening. We've got significantly heavy rain. Now, we normally don't talk about flash flooding concerns when we've dealt with this much of a drought, but we're dealing with heavy rain, a lot of hail coming down in a very short amount of time. So you don't want to get out driving in this. One, you're going to have to be driving through hail. Two, the flooding threat, that flash flooding threat, water can rise very quickly, even with the flooding concerns, and hopefully go back down quickly, but that flooding concern definitely could be there, that we don't want you out and about with that storm as it's going through. Same story in McLennan County. Hail up to or in excess of $0.50, 60 to 70 mile per hour winds can't be ruled out, and very, very just blinding rain up and down the I-35 corridor right now. I want to give a quick view of our vortex chasers, or not our vortex chasers, our Weather Edge and Weather Explorer. So this is Elliot Wilson. He's sitting in eastern Bell County. I think both him and Camille are they're slightly different views. Oh, sorry, we lost our vortex, guys. But they're both sitting, waiting to see what this storm will do. You can see a little bit of a kind of a shelf cloud there. That may be some of that straight line wind threat. It's kind of hard to tell there on that, but both of them are out in our, so you can kind of get that same view here. We'd have to, if we can get with Elliot, I'd like to see what he thinks, if he thinks that's a shelf cloud or a kind of a redeveloping updraft in that storm. Elliot, I see your view here. Let everybody know where you are and kind of what you're seeing with this structure. I want to get a ground truth, not just me standing here at the wall kind of telling everybody what I see.
Yeah, hey Brady. So right now I'm just northwest of Rogers, and I'm looking out to the west. I'd say that probably is a shelf cloud. So I'm looking out west towards where that area of rotation was, and now I know that rotation has kind of died down, but it does look like more of a shelf cloud from the view I have. So not to mention that the winds I think are still pretty high over in those areas, so it would make sense for that to be a shelf cloud. It does look like that from my point of view.
Okay, well, thank you, Elliot. And we're using weather terminology. The reason that the difference between a wall cloud means we're seeing significant rotation. Shelf cloud means that the winds are pushing away. So shelf cloud would be cut off the rotation potential, but more of a straight line wind threat. And we call it a shelf cloud because it kind of looks like a shelf, or kind of like the front of a plow is what we're watching on that. So Lauren, I believe, has got some more info. She's going to pass along some videos that she was going to share. Lauren?
Yeah, Brady, we really appreciate you guys sending us all of your videos and pictures. If you can do so safely, please be safe out there. If you're in a good spot, or if someone has sent you something and you can send it to us through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, email, that is preferable. Our phones are ringing off the hook, and we're trying to take as many of these calls as we possibly can to make sure y'all are okay. But this first one that we want to get to was from the assistant softball coach for Lady O softball. And we appreciate you sending this to us. They were on the bus on the way back from Gatesville. Their players captured this video of what they believed to be a tornado. And take a look here. They have several other videos that they were sending to us as they were on the bus. As you can imagine, that would be quite the scary experience. It appeared to be, according to the assistant coach, about 20 miles or so away from them, and they were traveling southbound on 36. So thank you, Kelby Sprinkles, for sending that video to us. And again, they were taking that safely from some of the players who were passengers on the bus. We also got a video just before 5:45 from Florence, Texas. Take a look here. Thank you, Rebecca, for sending this to us. That was just before 5:45. And then close by, between Florence, I guess near Florence and Gerald, this was from Tyler Curtis, watching that funnel cloud form there. So these are just some of the videos we are getting in. They continue to come in to us. You can send them to us on the KWTX News 10 Facebook page through our messaging. You can tweet us at KWTX Weather. You can send us videos or pictures, again, safely on KWTX Weather on Instagram, or email us. Again, what you're seeing here is from Tyler Curtis near the Florence Gerald area. And then we also got some video. We're getting a lot of hail video. This was from Salado. That is from Salado. Look at that in his hand. They're calling this a golf ball sized hail. That looks a little bigger than a golf ball to me, but yeah, a lot of you are dealing with this hail right now. So that's what you're seeing in your backyards, and you can send that to us. We appreciate all of your contributions, and we know that you're all wondering what's going on in your neighborhood. So we encourage you to send those pictures and videos safely to us through all of our platforms, as our weather team is on top of it out there in the community, here in the studio. Brady.
All right. Thank you, Lauren. I really appreciate it. And, I stood here on air 30 minutes ago, just sick, looking at that radar data, knowing that likely a very significant tornado was ongoing. And those pictures and videos, and we're getting reports coming into our newsroom of significant damage. We're trying our best to safely get our crews down there, but we're getting reports of a very significant damage in and around areas southwest of the Salado area. So if you know anybody, the area that we're worried about, and I'm going to take the lightning off of this, is right along that FM 2843 that runs, and really, stop the radar here real quick. It's in this area, and I'm going to go back to the rotation because it kind of shows. So this is an hour's worth of rotation. So you can see, it's just super easy to pick out what was likely a devastating tornado that rolled right along FM 2843 in southern Bell County. You can see that extreme gate-to-gate shear right there. That is the just exact picture of what we would say of a significant, violent tornado, unfortunately, with that storm that rolled through. I'm going to see if you can see some of that. You see that blue right there as well. Unfortunately, that's the radar picking up some of the debris that likely got lofted with this storm as well. So, again, a very scary situation. We are, again, Lauren sharing the video pictures with you and stuff like that. We are trying to get our news crews down there. It's not super safe to get crews down into that area right now, but we will be passing along more on our social media pages on KWTX.com and on our weather app as well. So we've got 2 severe thunderstorm warnings right now that run for pretty much all of It is all of McLennan County, the eastern half of Coryell County. That runs until 6:45. 60-mile-per-hour winds, $50 or larger hail. The threat really now is shifting east of the Waco area. Still pouring down rain in Waco, and probably still some small hail ongoing now. But that straight line wind threat's moving right along Highway 6. Riesel, Mart, you haven't seen much yet, but you're going to likely see some gusty winds, some hail that could be up to $50 size with that storm. If you live in and around the Waco area, you need to stay home, don't get out. It's still kind of nasty out there. Same story up and down I-35. We've got a little break south of Lorena to Troy, but then the intensity of the storms goes back up as we head down into Bell County, or into the Temple area right now, the south side of Temple to Belton. So I-35, I-14, nasty driving conditions right now. Same story with this storm. This warning goes until 7:30. That's for 60-mile-per-hour winds and, again, $50 size hail. But the good news is the tornado threat has dropped off with this storm. I'm going to go back to the rotation real quick. Nothing more than just kind of your broad rotation. You can see some of the green and red here, but that's just showing that this storm still is a supercell that's still rotating a little bit. That will mean we've still got to keep an eye on it, but nothing as scary and dangerous as we had a half hour or so ago from this storm. So let me check. Yeah, so Camille was, she's keeping an eye on this area here, this area south of Temple. Let's take her feed and kind of show you. Yeah, she's watching this area here. Got a significant lightning strike there. Again, right now, nothing that we see. Camille, are you seeing anything that's showing anything more than just regular thunderstorm activity where you are right now?